Let's get to it. She get tangled up with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark ain't going for none of it. Caitlin Clark ain't going for none of it. DeWanna Bonner running her mouth per usual. Running her mouth per usual. Trying to act tough. Trying to act tough. Trying to act tough. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this, you guys. Like, come on, what are you doing? You already stole money last year. Why you being extra? What are you doing? Caitlin ain't soft. Caitlin ain't going for none of that. The worst part is Caitlin Clark gets another technical foul.
No one expected this matchup to become one of the biggest stories of the week. Not the Indiana Fever, not the Phoenix Mercury, and certainly not the thousands of fans who tuned in expecting nothing more than a routine regular season game. But by the time the final buzzer sounded, the conversation had completely changed. Nobody was discussing an ordinary basketball game anymore. Instead, they were talking about tension, reactions, and one question that quickly exploded across social media as clips began circulating. What really happened between the Fever and the Mercury? From the very first minutes, something felt unusual. The atmosphere seemed different. The energy felt different. Even the crowd appeared different. Every possession carried extra significance. Every whistle sparked another reaction. Every physical play pulled fans closer to their screens. That's exactly why people couldn't look away. This was no longer just about scoring points. It wasn't only about the standings, and it wasn't simply about winning. To many viewers, it felt personal. At least, that's what a large portion of fans believed. Whenever emotions rise in a game involving Caitlin Clark, attention naturally intensifies. Right now, there may be no player in basketball whose every move is examined more closely. Every reaction becomes a headline. Every facial expression turns into a screenshot. Every clip becomes the center of a debate. That's the reality of the spotlight surrounding Caitlin Clark. And on this particular night, that spotlight seemed brighter than ever. The Mercury knew she was the center of attention. The Fever knew she was the center of attention. The fans knew she was the center of attention. Everyone knew. As a result, every possession involving Clark instantly became must-watch television. Then came the physical moments. The moments that immediately sent fans rushing into comment sections. The moments that viewers replayed again and again. Some believed it was simply hard-nosed basketball. Others felt emotions were beginning to spill over. And no one could agree, but everyone was talking. That's when another name suddenly entered the conversation: Sophie Cunningham.
Here we go. Look at Sophie right here. She's going to play tough guy, but Sophie's just not going to have it. By the way, these two used to be teammates. There's DeWanna Bonner showing her ass as normal, and Sophie. Yeah, Sophie looks like she absolutely has no raising blood pressure there whatsoever. Stone-faced, no problem. I got you. It was good. Caitlin Clark, vision on court passes are insane. She had a court pass down to Lexi Hall, and it was a beautiful pass. Sneaky Pete, I don't know how someone is not going after the WNBA there for treatment of some players. It's getting bad by the day. It just got ugly. Caitlin Clark on the first quarter from hell.
First quarter was embarrassing. Got to be able to space the floor, make open shots, and get downhill. I thought we did a lot better job getting our feet in the paint. That's what allowed us to get better looks, and then we also got to the free throw line, which helped as well.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing, she called it. It was pretty ugly. And she stepped in and bailed this team right out. Right here. Let's go. Caitlin Clark, 24 points, 8 of 17. 3 rebounds, 9 assists. Still did not get a double-double tonight. I was like, oh, she's going to have 10 assists. She's going to have 10 assists. Well, something happened in the third quarter. A lot of people noticed it. Caitlin Clark got pulled from the game.
Because if there's one thing Fever fans have grown to admire, it's that Sophie Cunningham never appears intimidated by big moments. She doesn't shy away from pressure, and she never hesitates to stand alongside her teammates when the intensity begins to rise. As the game became increasingly heated, cameras seemed to capture every reaction, every glance, every conversation, and every exchange. The internet quickly picked up on all of it. Within minutes, clips were spreading across social media. Fans began forming their own theories. Sports pages posted highlight after highlight, and the discussion grew larger with every passing second. The remarkable part? The game was still unfolding. While much of the attention centered on the drama, Caitlin Clark appeared focused on something entirely different. The scoreboard. That's often what separates great players from everyone else. When emotions run high, they respond through their performance on the court, possession after possession. Clark continued to make plays. She kept creating opportunities, finding openings, and impacting the game in meaningful ways. That's when the momentum gradually began to shift. The pressure that once seemed to be mounting around the Fever started moving in the opposite direction. Suddenly, the Mercury found themselves reacting rather than controlling the pace of the game.
Every single time. Point right back at her every single time. You see Maisha Hines-Allen trying to be cool right now, right? Oh, she gonna turn up too. She gonna turn up too. Yeah, Sophie, point back at her. We ain't scared of none of that. You over here, don't start none, won't be none. You thugs. Y'all acting like thugs and hoodlums out there. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Y'all done messed up the product. This is bad for business. This is bad for business. We point right back at you. You want to be so tough. We point right back at you. We'll point right back at you. Don't even worry about it. Now watch Debo. Debo ain't going for none of this, Alyssa Thomas. You do all that pushing everybody else around. Do that with Debo. Yeah, do that with Debo, Maisha Hines-Allen. She ain't scared of you. She ain't scared of you. What's up? What's up? Yeah, you want to be laughing off now. Everybody else, you a fake bully. All you do is pick and choose. If it was a smaller player, you would have acted so tough. Your thugness, you would have acted so tough. All of a sudden, somebody your size, and you want to laugh it off and back up, chump.
A good game about every ninth game of the season. She's going to do really well. I want to point something out, guys. This was not we talked about earlier in the day, the attendance. Right here, the attendance, 15,198. So they were basically 2,600 empty seats. And you could see it all over the place. There were empty seats. Whoa. I got to tell you, we got a trend. And the trend is Caitlin Clark is completely bailing this coach out. Completely bailing this coach out. And the Mercury, they couldn't hit a three-pointer to save their life. So I don't know. I mean, it ended as a 9-point game. I don't know what this game would have looked like if the Mercury could have knocked down any of their three-pointers at all. But 6 points in a quarter? I mean, you know what I felt like happened? Let me just show you this. Right here, but in the third, the Fever it was a 30-11 third quarter. And I was like, well, maybe the Fever decided to have their third quarter meltdown in the first quarter tonight. That's just what it felt like. Again, it was a win. You're glad to have a win, but it was over a not good Fever team. They came in 5-12. Now they're 5-13. And the Fever got a victory out of it. So, and wow, the referees tried to become the story of this game. But it seemed like every other possession in the fourth quarter, there was a whistle. I wonder what things are going to look like Wednesday night. Because we got really close to a fight tonight.
The crowd could sense it. The players could sense it. Even the commentators could sense it. Something was shifting. The energy was shifting. The momentum was shifting. And according to many Fever fans, This was the exact moment when everything began to change. As the tension continued to build, the stakes grew even higher. Every basket felt more important. Every defensive stop carried more weight. Every possession seemed capable of deciding the outcome of the entire night. That's why viewers couldn't take their eyes off the game. They wanted to see what would happen next. Would the Mercury answer back? Would the Fever respond? Would emotions begin to boil over? Or would one player finally seize complete control of the story? Those questions kept fans completely engaged. And what unfolded during the next stretch of the game only made the conversation grow larger, much larger. By the end of the night, people weren't just talking about basketball anymore. They were talking about momentum, leadership, intensity, and the growing chemistry that Fever supporters believe is starting to define this team. That's exactly why the reaction after the game became nearly as significant as the game itself. Because when the final buzzer finally sounded, the debate wasn't ending, it was only beginning.